I have no idea what I've done today. It's kind of just blended together and been a bit of a blur, I'll be honest. I know I've done reading and cross-stitching. I went in my studio and I did some drawing as well for like the first time in ages. Other than that, I don't think I've done anything. I can't remember. My brain in the last like hour and a half has just gone to absolute mush, and I have just been like so tired. It's hit out of nowhere, which is great because I have to go to work. Anyway, I know I finished reading that cowboy romance. Oh my god, freaking done and dusted. I'm gonna say it's done and dusted. I think I started reading it a few days ago. I was in the mood for a really nonsensical, just lighthearted romance, and I figured that a cowboy romance would probably hit the spot. So I've been reading that and I finished it today. I have zero thoughts on it though, like actually zero thoughts. A, because I'm in like this brain fog state right now. I think because I've just eaten loads of food, I have to go to work and it's starting to rain and get all gloomy, so my brain is immediately going, time for bed. I'm gonna say that's what it is, because every time I'm out when it rains, I just immediately go so tired and I have to sleep, man. So I think that's what it is. Anyway, I am making no sense. I finished Done and Dusted for like the millionth time. Zero thoughts because of how tired I am, which I just said. Get a grip. But also zero thoughts because it just, there was nothing unique about it, I guess. That's really harsh. Okay, I don't mean it that harshly. There was nothing like that stood out. Was that slightly nicer? I mean, it was a good romance. It was good. What it wanted to do, it did, and it did it well, and it was very light-hearted and juicy and spicy and great. There was just nothing really to it because it's just a romance, you know. If I didn't, like, if I hadn't known that it wasn't by Ellie Kennedy. Is it Ellie Kennedy who did the, like, Heartless and everything? Whoever did the Chestnut Springs thing, if I didn't know it was a different author to them, I would have thought it was just another one of their books because it's a cowboy thing and, like, you know. So yeah, I finished it. It was fine. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. I don't think I'm going to start the other ones. They were very good, like, just brain rot kind of books to read. So, I don't know. When I go into work in, like, 5 minutes or whatever, I'm going to be listening to The Scarlet Veil. I have no idea who it's by, but I know it's set in the same universe as, I want to say Blood and Honey. It's cute, it's fine. I'm maybe an hour into the audio, so not much has happened, but some things. Yeah. That's all I have, I think. I am so goddamn tired. I know I finished another book. I finished reading, it's like right there. What is it called? The title is so similar to another book that I always get them confused. I finished the other day Fall of Ruin and Wrath. Yeah, Fall of Ruin and Wrath. The other book by Jennifer Armentrout, I finished that. That was very good. I have so much to say about it. I wrote a whole ass review about it. But honestly, I'm too tired right now to talk about it. So I'm not going to go into depth. Maybe another time. But I finished it and it was so freaking good. So good. Sparks Note version, I read From Blood and Ash. I think I read like the first 3-4 books. I can't remember. I've read a few of them. They are so confusing, hard to understand, very slow until all of a sudden it like speeds up and kicks up out of nowhere. This other book, which is going to be a series, it is so much better, just in every single regard. The romance, it kicks in straight away. like almost instantly, which thank God, because I know not every book needs romance, but it's nice, okay, to have it in there. So that's amazing. Not to mention that the characters aren't actually annoying. They're really good characters. I had zero gripes with any of them. It was fab. And the plot is so easy to follow. It's so easy. There's nothing crazy happening or weird happening. You're not confused at all. It was everything that like the From Blood and Ash series should have been, I think, because it was just so much easier. I digress. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm literally making zero sense. Like, I can hear myself talking and I'm doing my own head in. So I'm gonna go. Hello, hi. How are we all? I'm doing great. I'm fine. My brain has been so brain foggy all week and just mush. It's been great. I feel like it's been like it actually for a couple of weeks now. I'm gonna say a couple of weeks because I swear last time I said I was really brain foggy and my head hurt and it was all just a mess. Still is. I had maybe 1 or 2 clear days and then back in it again. It's great. I hate saying it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. I think it's probably the weather, which is delightful. I love this weather. It's really rainy and overcast and gloomy, if you couldn't tell. So I love it for the vibes, but I hate it. Oh, I hate it with every fibre of my being at the same time because I can't be productive in weather like this. I can't. I try every time. It doesn't work. I don't know. This weather is not made for doing work in, is it really? It's made for just sitting around reading and having a fun time. So I've had weather that's really gloomy and overcast and rainy and I haven't got any work done, really, which is fab, considering the self-imposed deadlines I've given myself. They've gone out the window, more or less. Yay. I've done a little bit of work, and when I say a little bit, I mean Monday, I think I sketched a little bit and I did a little bit of work and it was kind of okay and productive and decent. And then nothing, which is great. Yay. Even though I haven't done a lot of work today, no, see? Even though I haven't done a lot of work at all this week, I've been kind of busy in other things. I've been on loads of walks, tons of walks. I think that's all this video really is me out walking. Which I don't even know. I've been going to loads of like forests and doing loads of hiking trails and stuff. It's been really nice. It's been fun. We even went when it was raining, which is crazy to me because normally in bad weather you don't go outside, but we did and I've really enjoyed it. It's been really nice. I do want to be the kind of person that goes out on their own and does little walks, but I don't know if that's for me. I feel like I need company to go out and do those things. I don't know. But that is basically all this video is me walking around forests. And for that, I apologise. But it has honestly been the only thing I've done, like, worth mentioning. Everything else I've done has been sat in front of my computer, just typing away, researching things, looking at things, getting distracted, buying things I didn't need to buy. Stuff like that. And then I realise what time it is and I freak out because I have to go to work. Or better yet, I haven't been waking up until like 12 o'clock. Which, oh, that's killed me. I think that's what's actually done me in the most this week is how late I've been waking up. Because there's no reason. There's no reason. And it's been doing my head in, if you couldn't tell. I did some sketching. I said that already. I did do some sketching. When I say some sketching, I literally mean like 2 pages. So, I mean, all I did was this. Which, I mean, to be fair, groundbreaking for me, in all honesty, because it has been a hot minute since I've actually drawn anything. So I'm proud of it. Would have been more proud if I'd carried on, however. But, I mean, a little bit is better than nothing, right? Surely. So some drawing has been happening. I caught up on my journal as well, finally. After all that talk of me basically just having a go at myself about my journal and slandering the hell out of it and getting so mad at it, I finally caught up on all the spreads I had to do. I think I had like a week's worth. I caught up earlier this week and then I've let it get out of hand again. And I think I now have another like 3-4 days to catch up on, which is fabulous. Every time I catch up, I feel so good because I've caught up on my journal and it feels great. And then before I know it, I am back to being behind on my journaling because I haven't done it for a few days, and I get so mad at myself because I then let it just pile up more. So I'm gonna like just chalk that up to me having a bad week, truly. Yeah, because I think it's fine. I mean, downsizing my journal, because I did have an A5 one, so downsizing to, I think it's B6, has helped tons, like actual tons, because now I have hardly any space really that I need to fill in, and I can fill it up with some pictures mostly, and it's fine for the most part. So yeah, I think a lot. I don't actually implement any of the things I say, but I think that I'm going to turn this journal, or like my daily kind of journal type thing, into not so much of a brain dump kind of one. I think I want to get a separate journal or notebook, whatever, that I can just scribble in and write loads and not worry about it looking pretty or it seeing the light of day, where I can get things brain rotty off my chest and just blurt stuff out, and instead have this other one that I'm currently working on as like my daily, this was the things I kind of did, this was the vibe, or this is what I read or I watched or what I found online, that kind of thing. Like more of a collection of stuff for me to look back on, rather than me ranting and like just blurting things out, because that's, I think, where my journal has kind of gotten mixed up, or it's gotten a bit, what's the word? It's gotten a bit, like, not how I want it to be. Because it started off being exactly that, just like a collection of things. And then I started getting very ranty in it, and obviously using it more as a journal. And I think that's why I don't follow through with updating it so much, because I'm like, well, I have nothing to rant about today. I can't remember what happened. So yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that. I just feel like it would be a lot easier. Yeah, because then one of them I can just update every day with fun little things and info-y dumpy kind of things on like shows I've been watching, like I said, you know? And then the other one can be like right when I need to write, you know what I mean? I don't know. So yeah, journaling, sketching, basically everything has kind of fallen off the face of the planet a little bit, but it's fine. It's okay to have weeks like that, I suppose. It's totally fine. Yeah, just having a bad week, but it is okay because the week is nearly over and I'm overjoyed that the week is nearly over so I can start afresh. Also, because I have a 4-day weekend. 4-day weekend. So I feel like I'm going to use this time as like a reset. Truly, a reset, I think. I might do like everything reset. Like, we're talking bedding, we're talking deep cleaning, we're talking everything shower, cutting my hair a little bit, cleaning the car. Like, everything is going to get a deep clean and be better by Monday, or I'm gonna lose my mind. I swear, it's great, it's so fun. Anyway, that was like a 10-minute ramble about nothing. Sorry. I actually came here to talk about books. I always do this. I get so distracted so easily. Books. That's what we're here to talk about. I have done somehow tons of reading and no reading at the same time. Don't ask me how. I have finished books, but I don't feel like I've read books. It's been very weird. I think in my last video, or the one before that, I went shopping up city and I went into Waterstones and I bought some new books and I showed them off and everything. I finished one of them. I know, it's groundbreaking, I can't believe it either, but I finished one of them. I started reading Long Shot. Don't ask me who it's by, I can't remember, but Long Shot, it's the basketball thing, whatever. I started reading it and I could not get into it at all. I think it's because I was trying to read it late at night, like start a new book late at night, and it wasn't happening. So the next day I started listening to it on Spotify because it's included in Spotify. What? No, because, oh my god. That's my summary of that book. Because I don't even have like a full review for it. And I review all the books I read to some degree. I don't even have a full review for it because it was so freaking intense. So intense. I listened to probably the majority of it. I'll say like 80%, and then I actually read the rest of it. My god, I don't know if I'm happy that I read that book or not, because it was a lot. I wasn't like mentally prepared for it. There's like a trigger warning list and everything like that in the book. Is it a list? Or there's like mentions of it, and the like the author's note, they say some things in it, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of have like a vibe of what it's going to be, which isn't good. So I didn't go into it blind, but I also wasn't prepared for how deep it would bloody be. It was intense. The only way I can describe it without giving everything away is, well, firstly, if you're gonna read it or look at it or whatever, check the trigger warnings, definitely, because and secondly, that it was a better version of Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us book. And I know, okay, I know anything is better than that, truly. Great if you like it, but it was a better version of that in terms of how everything is handled, because they have a lot of the same content, if you will, a lot of the same tropes and things like that. We're talking like abusive ex or like current partner, that kind of stuff. And there's like a pregnancy, which and just horrible people doing horrible things, and one little teeny tiny microscopic little bit of happiness and hope that maybe things will get better, and that's it. It does have a happy ending, but kind of at what cost? So like, I was torn. I was very torn on how to rate it, because I didn't enjoy it at all, but I also did enjoy it, and I liked how it was wrote. It handled things so much better than the Colleen Hoover one does, because they are basically the same book. They have the exact same kind of themes and plot and structure and flow to it, if you know what I mean. So it was infinitely better, and everything was handled so much better. But also I didn't like it because it wasn't my kind of book, but it was still so freaking good. You know, I was in the mood for just a happy-go-lucky sports romance, and instead I got bags of trauma. Bags. So I read that. I don't know if that made any sense, but long shot, a better version of It Ends With Us, and make it sports, I guess. I don't know. So I read that, listened to it mostly, and I was having such a good like streak beforehand with books. I was reading a lot of 5 stars, everything was kind of going well and smoothly. I feel like that has kind of knocked me a bit, because I'm still very much like hung up on it and what I read, because damn, freaking damn. Yeah. But at the same time I was reading that one, I was also listening to The Scarlet Veil. I have no idea who it's by. I will never know who it's by, probably, because I don't know author names. I never learn, ever. But The Scarlet Veil, I know that it's part of the same world, yeah, as the Blood and Honey books. So there's vampires and there's magic and shit like that. I think it's YA. Maybe I should have read that series first, like the Blood and Honey. I think it's Blood and Honey. I'm gonna say it's Blood and Honey series first, because there's a lot of mentions to things that I have no idea about. I don't know what's happening. I don't know any of these characters. Nothing. Not a single thing. But I do kind of enjoy it like that, because then I'm like, I have no judgments. I'm just enjoying this book. But also I'm confused as heck. Like I said, it's vampires or vampire-esque creatures. There's witches and magic. I think there's mentions of other creatures or magical beings as well, because there's kind of like this hidden island or city or something that the main character Seeley gets abducted to. There's like a murder mystery kind of plot happening as well. And I think this character Seeley, she's engaged to marry like the leader of this, I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a city guard or something like that. It's like they're protecting people and whatever. And she's training to be one of them as well, but her fiance is trying to keep her very sheltered and just wants her to be a pretty little doll on a pedestal because she comes from money. And yeah, and she's like, no, I want to go do my own thing and, you know, make my own life and be a strong, independent woman, which, great. And she ends up getting abducted. I don't think that's how she planned things to go, but she gets abducted by this tall, dark and strange and mysterious thing, because it is a thing. It's a vampire. And like, I'm trying not to like this guy. I'm trying not to like him, I promise, but he's a vampire. So what am I meant to do? Not like him? I don't know. But he's a vampire. And he's the bad guy. You know, he's abducted her, like I've said, and he's the one responsible for killing all these other people and these witches, and he's hunting for one of her best friends, and she's definitely not okay with any of that, you know. But like, he's kind of cute though. He's kind of cute though. Ugh. And there's like, I don't know what's gonna happen in it, because I think I'm only halfway, but there's quite a lot of flirting. Or my mind is so fucked that I'm interpreting it as flirting. Either way, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I think it is only YA, but it's so good. It's so fun. It's just great. I don't know, man. I don't know. But there's been hints from this vampire. I cannot remember what his name is. He's just the hot vampire. But there's been hints to Seeley from him that she might not be totally human, which, you know, because she can see ghosts and shit, and nobody should be able to see ghosts because they're ghosts. Like, he can't, nobody else can. And there's this like thing that's just been mentioned saying that she's one of Death's brides, and I'm like, please tell me more. Tell me more. I need to know, because a bride of death? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? I thought at first that meant like that this vampire was behind everything, but I guess there's a third party. Anyway, I've been reading that, listening to it. I'm having a great time if you couldn't tell. Oh, that's been my audiobook of choice. When I'm at work, I might, because I have the physical book as well, so I might crack that open later and actually do some proper reading. But also the narration is really nice. It's so good. Yeah, that's what I've been reading the past few days and listening to and just freaking out about, both in a bad way and a good way. So I don't know. But I saw in a YouTube video that, because I've started watching YouTube videos again, I know, but I saw in a video that somebody else did, Kitty, she was reading a lot on her Kindle, and there was some spicy monster romances that she mentioned. And from the video I watched, she mentioned, I think, wrestling with werewolves, something like that. And I was immediately intrigued and hooked and excited, because it was, oh my god, what was it? The tropes were like age gap, and obviously werewolves, like actual werewolves with all that may encompass. And then there's also dad's best friend as a trope, which there's just something so good about that, okay? There's something so good about it. I think it's all the problems that it causes later on in the book that I love, and all the angst and just tension and shit that I like, because it's so fucking juicy. It is so juicy when there's things like that, and they've actually got like problems to navigate and like situations, you know what I mean? So Kitty mentioned them and I was immediately intrigued, obviously. So today I've started reading the first book in a series, which is Getting It On With Gargoyles. If you couldn't tell, Gargoyle is the main love interest this time, and I think it's a fated mates type of situation. And three sisters, they go to this little town called Ever, and they're like they're humans, I think, and they're kind of being trapped in this town, but not really. They can leave whenever they want, but they're being welcomed as if they're going to be like permanent guests here, because people that go there, they never usually tend to leave because they like it there so much. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be cute and cozy and great, maybe a little bit of tension, little romance, because I feel like I need that so much. Even better when it's fated mates and when there's monsters and a supernatural element. So currently reading that. But I do just kind of want to skip it and go to the werewolf one. I won't lie, I love werewolves so much. Oh, they're second only to vampires. Truly, my word. Anyway, that was a very big tangent. Yeah, that's all I've been doing, is somehow absolutely nothing, and yet a bit. I don't know, okay? I don't know what this week has been. I'm just ready for it to be over so I can start afresh, honestly. I'm gonna go because I'm starving and I have shepherd's pie for dinner. My God, I love shepherd's pie. Perfect wintry kind of meal, even though it's the middle of summer. Because this weather, it's hideous. It is hideous. So I'm gonna go indoors. I'm gonna have shepherd's pie. I'm gonna get my pajamas on. I'm thinking ambient lighting as well as have all the candles and all the little fairy lights on in my bedroom. And yeah, I feel like that's what I want to do, to be honest. I don't think I'm even going to try and do any more work tonight because it feels pointless and I'll probably just get mad at myself if I do try and do any work. So yeah, I might do some more cross stitching actually, because I started Dracula pattern. And I've got most of the line work down, so I can just sit there filling it all in with all the colour. So I might do some more cross stitch as well actually, because I really like doing cross stitch. It's such an old lady hobby, but it is so much fun. Oh my God, so much fun, especially if you like following a pattern. Delicious, delicious. There's something about it. I don't know. I love crossing things off as well, so doing like counting up these numbers of stitches I need to do and then marking it off my pattern. Oh, it tickles like it's bit inside my brain like nothing else. I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed whatever the hell this is, because I don't know anymore, okay? I do not know. I've gotten really bad at this. But I'm gonna go. Yeah.